She charges us X number of dollars a month, and she comes out and she does all these different ads. And they're like, is there any way we could use AI to help streamline that? And we're like, yeah, actually there is. How about we only get her in in her new dealership for about an hour, get her well lit, get the audio going, and have her do one demo, and then have her do a couple changes. And that was it. And so I'll show you the first one and tell me whether you can see, it doesn't look perfect, but it's about as bad as it's ever going to be. But this is their AI agent. And here's HeyGen. Now imagine you're a business. You're normally spending $5,000-ish for somebody to come into your store every month. And then if offers change, she's coming back in and you got to pay more for lighting, sound, all of that. Gone. All that expense is wiped out. Meet their new AI agent. Here you go.
Residents of Bergen County, are you in the market for a luxury vehicle? I'm Yuri, your AI sales representative from Lincoln.
Yuri, that was her name.
Now is the perfect time.
So we threw in some B-roll of car footage.
Enjoy exclusive deals,
Yuri
benefits,
is their new AI
and
agent,
incentives during the Lincoln
and
Summer
she's in
Invitation
the
Sales
ads.
event. Request a test drive today and experience the pinnacle of.
A couple of things about this is once we had the model done, say Nathan or anybody else, you want to run ads all over, say there's 5 different counties. And then within those counties, there's 6 or 7 cities in each one of those counties. And then imagine there's a really cool mall that everybody knows. There's a stadium near this other area. There's this other cool park in this other area, and some landmarks. Wouldn't it be cool to run ads in those zip codes and be able to call out the county, call out the city and the local landmark and say, by the way, if you're by any of those places, stop on by. So we ran it through, it's a thing of a database, run it through HeyGen, and now they've got
Hello, Bergen County. Experience luxury
counties.
And elegance with a Lincoln as you navigate to the Garden State Plaza. Take advantage of.
We found out that we uploaded some sales match information, all the local counties, all the local cities, and then they had different languages. We found out that some of the folks spoke Spanish in one of their markets. So lo and behold, we took.
El lujo ahora está redefinido para los residentes de Bergen County.
We took it and then just ran it through that, and she's speaking Spanish. We have a Mazda client in LA that, all over the Western United States, there's a bunch of dealers. One of the markets has Chinese. So let me see if I've got that here. I might. This might be captions. Oh, so these are UGC ads. But what's crazy is this, I think, is actually for us. Let me see. I'll go back to this.
You've probably seen this all.
Oh, so this is for, I'll jump over that in a second. But any questions on this? So HeyGen, one person, multiple languages, multiple cities. Think of it as like an email merge. And we're using it for car companies, Mazda, Stellantis, Ford, and Lincoln. And they're loving it. And the individual dealerships can then have their own spokesperson. They can either create their own or pick one off the shelf. Stellantis has 3 different spokespeople, one for their Dodge, one for their Ram truck, because very different buyers, and then one for Jeep. A female for Jeep, male for Dodge and Ram. But those are some, if you'd like, I can run you through kind of the funnel and then even show you the AI voice agent. Do you want me to do that?
Yes, please.
Okay. So these are the lead gen ads. We have what are called meta lead gen ads. And then what we set up is something we call, here it is. Something we call auto qualify. And so once we generate a lead at the top of the funnel on Meta, we scrape for bad emails. Bots, and bad phone numbers. And then we qualify it with AI text and voicemail. And so a text goes out, and it simply goes out to Nathan or whoever filled out the lead form and says, hey, I saw you were interested in the Jeep XYZ. If you're interested in being connected with a dealership, type yes. All we're really looking for is, are these real people or are they bots? Real people, real intent to buy, they'll say yes. Sample email says the same. And then we have a voice call that goes out. It sounds something like this.
Hello, this is Yuri, an AI virtual assistant for LinkedIn.
So assume that you just, so Nathan, I can only see Nathan if there's anybody else. So, but Nathan, so I'm not picking on you, but I can see your face on the video panel. Say Nathan fills out a lead form, and then way to go. Nathan gets a call right away. And it sounds something like
Lincoln
this.
Wayne and Ramsey. You recently submitted your information to us via Facebook. I am calling to find a good time for them to reach out to you. Does that sound good?
Sure, sounds great.
Wonderful. Can I start by confirming your name? And could you please provide the best phone number for our dealership to reach you?
And really, by the way, there's two things that are cool. And I love what Nicole said. At dealerships, at a lot of companies, frankly, you'd think you'd be better at following up with leads. Most businesses aren't. They get busy, life happens, people are on breaks or whatever. This is all automatic. And if you want, I'll even show you how to get a call from my agent in a second. But this is all automatic within seconds. And they're calling you back and they're having a whole conversation.
Are there any specific Lincoln models?
We've loaded all the information about Lincoln Navigator, Aviator in there. So if Nathan or anybody else has like, well, what's a towing capacity? I've got a boat. Can it tow that?
You're interested in?
Yeah, that's the right number. And I'm interested in the Navigator and the Aviator.
I'll jump on a little bit further.
Navigator. Would you like to discuss this further during the best option for your needs? Which makes
Oh,
it
here's
an
the
excellent
towing part.
Trying to figure out which one is going to work better, the Navigator and the Aviator.
I'm saying I've got a boat.
That's a great question. When it comes to towing, the Lincoln Navigator is a full-size luxury SUV that has a maximum towing capacity.
So I mean, most salespeople don't like, they haven't memorized the towing capacity of each one of the vehicles, but it's great. It elegantly books it, and then all this, like Nicole was saying, she's the Zapier master. It just integrates with your CRM system. It books a call. An email goes off. It's triggered back to Nathan with their information. You're interested in a Navigator, blah blah blah. It's booked for the sales call, and all the information. The call's recorded, and all that kind of good stuff. The other thing we're doing, and I'll just turn it back over to you. I really love these. I think this was actually done in captions, but another video AI tool. These are pulling like crazy. We can't sell our products and services as well as other people can. If Nathan buys my course and then goes on his social media channels, even if he's just got a regular following, and Nathan goes, oh my gosh, this guy crushed, or Nicole's stuff is amazing, he's going to do a better job of selling his friends than I would ever. So this is all AI, and we just picked an avatar. I do a workshop once a month, and we did this.
Over TikTok, the AI automotive marketing revolution. Dealerships are generating 100x more.
This we pushed into the automotive
their
space.
Markets. Want in? Join Scott Empringham, the $1 billion man, for a free webinar on AI-powered automotive marketing. He'll share a real-life case study.
So we targeted dealerships. This is the approximate age and sort of thing of the internet managers. It's a younger demo. And so we're talking directly to the internet managers in here. I'll show you just one other one. And that's all AI. Here's another one. You probably recognize this guy. Everybody's seeing this guy now.
You've probably seen this all over TikTok. The AI automotive marketing revolution. Dealerships are generating 100
these ads are
leads
killing
and dominating
right now.
their markets. Want in? Join Scott Empringham, the $1 billion man, for a free webinar.
What's
on
funny
AI
is
powered.
I like to be in my ads, and these outperform everything. So I got stripped from a lot of my ads, and now these are running. I wanted to build my brand, so then what I did is I kept my face on there.
I didn't know this sooner.
She does really well
this
too.
Guy, Scott Empringham, who sold over $1 billion worth of cars for a car brand. And get this, it only took 13 months. Yes.
All again, AI. And last one. Oh, back to this guy. Same deal.
I can't believe I didn't know this sooner. So there's this guy, Scott Empringham, who sold over
Yeah, you get the idea. Those are how we're using it, from lead gen, awareness, traffic, even AI follow-up. And if you'd like, I'd be more than happy to share a link, and you could get a call from one of our AI agents and just kind of ask it questions. But we have it. So I do workshops. At the end, I'll say, if you'd like to take it to the next step, book a call and go here. It's integrated with my Calendly. So, oh, I see Sharis now. Is it Sharis? Cheers. Okay, so at the end, I'll say book a call, feel free. And by the way, at the end, you're going to get a call from me. And so you do it, and then 2 seconds later, your phone rings and you get a call from the AI agent. And then it's cool because then I could, the call's recorded, it's transcribed, and I can learn a little bit more about your business. All that is logged in my Go High level. And so I can take the call, or I could dish it off to somebody on my team. If somebody says, yeah, my revenue is $7 million, I'm on that call. If somebody says, I'm thinking about starting a business, I just need a virtual assistant, I tee it off to somebody who can help them get set up with a virtual assistant. But now that takes, I used to be on every call, and it was a total waste of time. I can only be in so many places, but that one thing, that one move allowed me to scale my time. I don't know what the percentage was, a lot. And as a business owner, that was everything. You just can't be in all places at once. But I'm happy to share like a Calendly link, and then you can just book a fake 15-minute call and then get a call from the AI agent if you'd like.
Yeah, you can drop it in the chat if you want.
Okay. Cool. Here it is. And, oh, this is actually kind of a cool marketing thing, just so you know. Here's what I'll drop in there. And I'll just say like out here, just so I don't say in July. You pick a call, and then I've got all this hooked up. So when you fill out your information, I can have it totally customized. Your name of your business, your website, your products or services, what industry you operate in. I ask a handful of questions, and this helps me also direct the call where I need it. But then I can also customize the call. So the AI agent already knows about your business. I can plug it in and run it through a bunch of prompts. So when you jump on the call, I can have just with this information, as Nicole knows, I can have so much information all generated via AI for your business that one call will be a very powerful marketing call. And I can just hand deliver you all kinds of information ready to go that'll, knock your socks off. So I'll drop that in there.
So what kind of information do you deliver? The marketing information.
So what we'll do is we'll say, it depends on one of the workshops. What we'll do is I'll say, what would it be like as a small business owner if you could sit with a team and they would generate not only an ideal customer profile for you, but identify 8 sub niches where the real money is that you might be missing. What if we could show you that? What if we could also show you the core messaging that you're going to need to actually message to that audience and to those sub niches to get them to spend money with you, to get them to generate a lead? What if you could have offers matched up to those core audiences to make these, like we call them lead magnets? What if you had a whole list of 10 lead magnets? You could pick one. What if you had a 100-day marketing plan to execute an AI implementation plan and a list of AI tools that would be unique for your business? What would that be worth? Well, would it be worth 15 minutes of your time and $0? Book a call, an agent will call you, and all that will be delivered free on a 15-minute discovery call. And people are like, for 15 minutes, like 15 minutes and zero cost. And we can do more than that. Sometimes we'll say, how would you like a full-blown 30-day social media campaign? A month multi-touch email campaign. We'll design it for different audiences, but we'll try to get in the heads of our audience and go, if we're presenting to realtors, let's dial that in to say, okay, what do realtors care about? They care about X, Y, and Z. What if we get that all free? And yes, at the end of the call, we'll show you how we could work with you. But what if we deliver that all free and you could take it and not do anything with it at the end, but just show up on that call? It'll be 10x the value of anything you've ever gotten. And they'll be like, and we'll get 20 or 30% of the people in the room just go, great. I've had Calendly go down because we dialed it an offer and just gave so much value where people were like, your Calendly isn't working. Like, how does this, it's not working. It's not accepting my thing. And that was the best. I posted about that. I was like, that's a good offer. When you can offer something so good and valuable that people are like crashing your Calendly.
So are you using Calendly and not the native calendar in GHL?
Correct. I'm using Calendly and then just link it to that. Let me see here. I'll send it to the thing. If you do call it, put the phone up to the screen, and I just popped it in the chat, and then put the phone up to the screen because you're going to get a call from my agent. There's a little bit of a latency there, and we're playing with it. And then I don't know if you've seen this, Nicole. We also have to change it where we're going to say, we would say, hi, Sharis. Forgive me, I'm an AI agent, so there's a little bit of a delay. And so we're adding that piece because what we're finding is there's a little bit of a latency. And so Nicole will say, pick up the phone and say, hi, is this Nicole? Yeah, this is Nicole. Hello? And then she'll start talking right when you're talking. It's like super annoying. So what we're adding now is that one piece to say, hi, Nicole, I'm an AI agent, so please be patient with me. There might be a little bit of delay. And I don't know whether it's going to work. It's all like literally the wild frontier. It's so crazy. So we're just trying stuff, and some works like gold, and then some, I'm trying to think if I could share like any like major, You want to hear one that just came off the rails and went horribly wrong?
Yeah.
Okay. We had an HVAC client, and I won't say who, he's a really good guy. And we did all in like an AI bot. We loaded all of his information in. We had it all set up to just do like a sort of a chat bot, and there's an AI bot, but then there was also phone calls. The call came in and somebody started messing with the bot and saying like bad words, like saying all this stuff. And there was an empathy thing that says, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It sounds like you're having a bad day." And he's like, "Oh, I like you." But then he's like, "What are your offers?" And then he was trying to trick the bot to give him like a free offer. And there was a summary that was going back to the client, and he kept calling back and doing it. And the client was like, "Unhook this thing. This guy's trying to hack the system to get it to say, we'll give it to you free or whatever." So my automotive clients have walled off all the offers, all the incentives, because although 98% of us, 99% of us are ethical, good people, we just, we'll do it, whatever. There's that 1% out there that if they got a bot, either they'll just mess with it, or they will try to get, like, the worst case is a free car or a free HVAC, he wanted like a free air conditioning unit. So he's like, under what circumstances would you give me a free unit? He was trying to go around and ask all these questions. So my client got the transcripts, and he's like, it was like on a Saturday night or something, and he was like, "Turn it off. I'm going to go broke." And I was like, "Oh God." So we turned it off. So you never know. All this stuff is awesome, but you have to watch it. That would be my.
Yeah, you still need a human in the loop, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, Charis, do you want to make that call? Do you want to do the Calendly link? And
Sure. Should I do it through my, how did you want me to do it, Scott?
If you do it on your iPhone and just put your iPhone up to like your mic or whatever, and just put it on speaker, you'll be able to hear my AI agent. The AI agent, I was at Disneyland when my developer called me. My daughter's middle name is Ainsley. So her name is Ainsley, my AI agent, and she'll call you.
Okay. Do I need to select a time and date first?
Yeah, you need to fill out that little Calendly thing, but you could just pick a date in July or June or whatever.
Okay. So it doesn't matter when I pick the date.
No. And the assumption is I only give this link out after one of my workshops. So it's called X100. So you wouldn't normally be able to get the presupposition is you just went to my workshop, you were excited about it, and I said, "Hey, what would it be like if we delivered all this stuff free on a discovery call and walked you through how we could help your business?"
Okay. So should I fill this out with more?
You can fill it out with, and if you want to just do test, that's fine as well.
Okay.
She won't have as much information about your business, but really her only assignment is to confirm the call with you. And then I'm trying to get that. My motive is, as a marketer, I'm trying to find out what you liked about the business, what you liked about my workshop, what the stuck points in your marketing are. And I'm trying to also figure out your budget.
Right? I think it's calling.
Go for it. Put it up there. Put it on speaker.
Hi, this is Ainsley, Scott Empringham's AI voice assistant at EMP Media Group. He recently joined our AI marketing workshop and scheduled a follow-up call. Just to confirm, am I speaking with Charis?
Yes.
Awesome. I hope you found the workshop helpful. Can I ask you a couple of quick questions to help Scott prepare for your upcoming call with him?
Yes.
Great. First off, what part of the workshop stood out to you the most?
All of it.
Love that. Scott hears that one a lot. It's one of the most talked about parts of the Elite AI marketing course and coaching program. How do you see AI helping your business the most right now?
I'm sorry, repeat the question.
No problem. How do you see AI helping your business the most right now?
I see it blowing it out of the water.
That's exciting to hear. Is there one specific challenge, like content creation, ads, or lead generation, that you're hoping AI could help you solve?
Content creation.
Totally makes sense. That's exactly what the Elite AI marketing course and coaching program is built to help with: practical solutions and hands-on support. If you could solve that challenge once and for all, what kind of impact would that have on your business?
It would put a roof over my head.
Thanks for sharing that. And just so Scott can tailor your upcoming call, what's your current monthly marketing spend? A range is totally fine.
5 to 10,000.
Thanks. That's super helpful. Scott works with businesses at all levels, and AI makes it possible to get more results with less budget. Thanks again for sharing all of that. I'll make sure Scott has everything he needs for your call. He's really looking forward to connecting with you. Oh, and when you do connect, make sure to snap a pic and post it to Instagram, Facebook, or your favorite platform.
Nice.
I know he'll love that. I appreciate you letting me know. Just remember to tag Scott, Scott Bempringham, when you post. He really loves seeing those connections. Thanks again, Cheris. Have a great day.
There you go.
Very cool. I love
Yeah.
that last piece. I think that's brilliant.
Nice little touch. I try to get people to kind of connect with me. And if I'm at the workshop, then they go, my AI agent just told me, or your AI agent told me to take a selfie with you. So I'm going to take a selfie with you.
Oh,
And I go,
that's
great.
really smart, Scott. I love it.
Yeah. Awesome. 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 Yeah. Did we lose Nicole?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, so that's it. And you know what? I was really surprised. I was counting the latency and it was like 2 seconds. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
I thought the same thing, Scott.
Yeah, we changed. I just told my developer because there's different voices you could pick and different things you could do. And I forget what I told him. He knows better than I did, but he changed to a different voice. And I think that shortened it by like a second, but it doesn't sound like a lot, but like, you know, you can tell when you ask somebody a question and like 4 seconds go by before they answer, you're like, did the guy fall asleep or what? But 4 seconds versus 2 seconds is a big difference. That wasn't too bad at all. I was surprised.
No, because I want it clippy, right? And so
Yeah.
I thought about that because I have a tendency to be like, okay, and that I didn't, as it was going, I didn't have that feeling.
Yeah. And what Nicole said 100% right. You need a human in the loop. Like I did this at one of my workshops and like an idiot, I totally forgot to check all the voices. I got so busy and then I'm kind of plugging along. And then the first when I get on the discovery call, people are like hammering me. Your agent sucks. God, what happened? You know, and I go back and I listen and it was talking over them because it would wait 4 seconds. They would talk. It was a bad experience. I was like, okay, got it. So now I really go through and I listen to like 3 or 4 or 5 of them, go, got it. And you know, see what's working and what's not. And clean it up. It's constantly work in progress. Even we've got it down to like, did you notice that she said, am I talking to Cheris? That's really good too, because before it would say, hi, I'm calling on behalf of blah, 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 blah. And you're like falling asleep before she gets to her first question. So I wanted to be more realistic. So when we changed that, we got like double, triple the engagement versus the hangups. Like, I'm not talking to this thing is rambling on.
And usually I've had it where they can't pronounce my name. And so I was, of course, as like being
Love it.
You're like, oh, they said my name. So I thought that was great.
Yeah, love it. And back to the video captions. HeyGen, and then Kuso is the one we use to drop videos in, and that edits it like for podcasts. Like it's a game changer. That one's awesome.
Will you do a little screen share so people can see the tools that you're talking about?
Sure,
Thanks.
sure.
Yeah, and I'm not positive. How do you spell it? It's Kuso? How do you spell
Yeah,
it?
I'll show you. It's here it is. Q-U-S-O. Q-U-S-O. And so this was a game changer for me where I started doing, let me see if I've got it here. I was doing podcasts and I would do a podcast. And well, this is another idea, but this I thought this was pretty cool. I would do a podcast. And when I go on a podcast, I would intentionally come in with like 7 things business owners need to be aware of, like 7 tools that could change a small business owner's marketing. And during the podcast, I would have a little cheat sheet and I would talk about the 7 things. And then I would talk about the 5 mistakes that business owners make, the 3 secrets that the great advertisers know. So now I'd come in with 7 tools, 5 secrets, 4 mistakes, whatever the numbers I said. And I would go through this during the podcast. Now I've got one podcast. I would drop it into Kuso. Kuso, from the time it takes for you to go, less time to go get a cup of coffee, sip of water from the kitchen and come back, you've got 60 pieces of content formatted for LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, full-length YouTube, chapters on YouTube, sized properly, captions, descriptions, branding, all the editing done with a virality score. And so if you're a small business owner and you're like, I cannot pay an editor to do all this crap, I just don't have the money, or I just don't want to do it. If you could drag and drop, you're good to go, and it uploads it. It's not perfect, but it saves you a ton of time. And again, this is like $100 a year kind of thing. Kuso.ai. And they've even launched new tools in here since I even did this little screen grab. They've got all kinds of different avatars in here. And I mean, I'm scratching. I'm not even using. It's like having a Maserati and using first gear. I'm using a couple of the things. And Nicole probably knows 10 times more about it than I do. But that's literally the baseline use. Drop it in and get your content all edited. And that's one that's awesome.
Yeah, that's one we haven't used. We usually use Opus, and I mean it is usually HeyGen and Opus are primarily, and then we do some stuff in Pictory too.
Yeah. And like for ease of use, we've got people that are in our course that are just like brand new, and they're like, I don't want anything complex. I don't know. I've never used Opus. I know my team has used Opus. I'm sure it's same kind of thing.
It's dead simple. Yeah, you drop the videos in and it chops them up and puts the subtitles on them.
That's what most businesses need. Like they don't need all the tools. Like it's a nice to have, but if you're like, we work with some people that like she has 3 eyelash franchises and she's busier than hell. She's got somebody at the front desk that's already doing 7 different things. And if we told her, to use this complicated thing, she'd be like, no, thanks. But now she shoots a bunch of video on her iPhone, uploads it, chops it up, and now she's good to go.
Yeah.
The tools are amazing.
Just like the news that we do at the beginning of each session on Wednesday, the news gets chopped up and put out there too.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then I think, were you talking about one more that you used, or was that was it?
Captions, but captions. That's what I was showing with those like your user generated content. It's fake micro influencers. So the idea for us was, here's how I generally explain it. Like back in the day, you had spokespeople, Magic Johnson or whoever. And then there were the rise of the influencers, the Paris Hiltons. They're famous for being famous, and they've got this huge audience. And then there were the micro influencers, or the influencers, the unboxers. You never really seen them, but there's something authentic about them that's kind of captivating and charming and warm, and you have a connection, and there's a trust that you have when they're like, oh my gosh, I just got this new facial cream, and you'll never believe, you've never seen it before, but there's something very endearing about it, and all of a sudden you find yourself buying the damn cream. And my kids do that. All of a sudden something will show up at the door. I'm like, what's this purple stuff for teeth? And my daughter will be like,
oh,
I bought it off of TikTok. I'm like, from who? Some rando who has no influence on anything, but it's like a little. So Captions has a bunch of real looking AI micro influencers that are all fake, but but you could pick, there you go. And
yeah, this is inside of HeyGen. Yeah, HeyGen has a bunch. And some of them even have multiple looks. Like Georgia has 5 looks.
Yep.
You can get yoga. There's some people who have yoga looks too. Oh, here's Amy. There are actually sitting down. Oh, here's Lanka with different angles, and then you can create this for yourself too. So whenever, because like you said, you tested these different characters, you see who performs best and you use them. Well, we did that too, and mine kept on performing the best. So then but kind of not, because if you could use an avatar, why not use an avatar? you know? And so to get some of the different backgrounds, then I do these 30-second uploads from my phone to the HeyGen app. And now Marakar has a whole assortment of looks that are in my account. I've got 28 looks. Let's see what. And so when I'm out and about, I
There you
will
go.
take these videos and upload them so that there's different looks, like even in my swimsuit
Oh
in
my God,
Costa
so
Rica.
good.
Yeah. And of course the car ones.
Yep.
And then
That's so smart.
if the sound doesn't turn out well in them, she can just pick whatever voice, because there's also, I have my voice trained in there. So
Yeah.
we ended up using mine because mine tested the best, and I would like to find somebody else's that does test better. That would be nice to have some other avatars. But and then they are working on, in HeyGen, they're working on image to video. And these ones still kind of look funny when you put sound to them, but you upload your pictures and then it trains and does these avatars. So it's like AI headshots.
Yes.
There's me as a man.
Love
But
it.
it does all of these different and then you can make these people talk too.
So good. Yeah. You know, it's like this is a little bit different than captions. You can see it's like it's more oh yeah, wow, they've got like out in the
I know. They have these different look packs, and you can do these different, what they call look packs. Here's
I
the
like that one.
historical one.
I want you wearing that during the Gettysburg something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of funny.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Queen.
you can be so creative with it too.
Yeah.
A Viking warrior.
See, we have fun with them, and oh, then I can be really old too.
Wow.
I don't know what is up with these, but it was like tons of food and people looking kind of sad. No, then some in bed ones that are just awkward. Um, yeah, so they're not perfect. They're fun to play with.
Yeah.
And then there's like Hillary Clinton-esque or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Very
There's,
stately.
yeah, there's me with my horse
Yeah, there you go.
and as an old lady
A garden
and
shot.
as a kid. And you can do animated ones that are kind of fun and you can make them talk. And we use the superhero because for me, if I'm, you speak at events, I speak at events, and if I show up to an event, I don't want my AI avatars being so different that they're like, this isn't who I thought was going to be here.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
If it's an approximation and it's not a big surprise of like, oh yeah, there's just not that question of this is the person who is in front of me. Then I would rather use something like these superheroes if they're not super accurate, because they are more fun.
Yeah.
So we did some testing with just superhero avatars because they were fun, and like these are just awkward and I wouldn't put them out there. Yeah. Anyways, and hers looked really good. But I can show you some of the content that we've got. Projects. So we just did this 10 SEO tips. And that was one series. And there are these, so Markar will do like a how-to video, and
Love
then
it.
we just have like my little picture in the bottom.
Yep.
And for the promotion for sessions like this too. So that we can produce a lot of shorts for YouTube and
Yep.
Reels. And
Love it.
we take things like Q&A from our classes, and we turn the Q&A, like we'll answer the questions in these kind of videos on social.
So smart. That's smart too. That's good.
So then Markar has like an endless amount of content to create every week.
Yeah. That's
and
really
kind of
cool.
a relatively easy way to do it.
Well, wait, like compared to the alternative, you having to get into the studio, like lighting, sound, whatever, it's a game changer. It's a total
Yeah.
game changer. One thing I did is I'll show you this really fast. I'm sure you've probably already done something like this. I did this for EO groups when I would go speak. Let me see if I did it. If this is the one in Spanish.
Virginia, my name is Scott Empringham.
Let me see if it is. But this is an AI avatar. Wait, is this one AI?
Marketing for your business. In just 90 minutes,
No. There's one. This is the real me, but then it goes through, and then I'm like, I'm not getting through to you guys. But I went on Google and I found out in Virginia you speak English, Spanish, Tagalog, this, Vietnamese, and whatever. And then I'm like, here, let me try it in your language, and I'll see if I can find it. And then I turn it over to my AI avatar, same coat. And then it's all in a different language. So I'll see if I can find that. But it's kind of funny to do, and people get a kick out of it. Like, oh my gosh, she's doing it in different languages. It's not that it's easy.
Yeah, Andrea did one that was in French, and then for our training videos, one of our clients wanted us to do everything in German. We created an AI certification program for them, and so the person that we have in training, of course, he did not know how to speak German. And we did create all the videos in German and ran it by a woman who is native speaking German, because, sometimes the translations just aren't quite right.
Yeah.
But so I'll do another screen share. The lip sync feature that they have on HeyGen is really good. And this is Tom. He was teaching a class on how to create spreadsheets. Oh, we cannot hear that. I can't hear that. Let's see. I'm gonna share with sound. Share sound. Okay. Well, are you hearing it?
No.
I'm not either. I clicked share with sound. Try one more.
No, we can still not hear it.
In diesem Video zeige ich dir, wie du den Agenten nutzen kannst, um Tabellenkalkulationen zu erstellen, die du ganz einfach herunterladen und verwenden kannst. Sagen wir mal, du hast eine Menge Daten in einem Textformat, genau wie dieses hier, das unbrauchbar ist. Aber ich muss das in ein Tabellenformat bringen. Also, ich kopiere die Daten, stelle sicher, dass ich beim Genius Agent bin und dann gebe...
Anyways, that was one of we did a bunch of these videos in German, and like training videos for this client, and it worked well, and the German was good. The lip sync was really good. It's almost better than doing the avatars.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Along the same lines ago, we did an email campaign. I did an email campaign to car companies. It was very difficult to get to car companies, media managers at these major, like Ford, Chrysler, GM, Stellantis. These guys don't take calls from anybody. If you don't know them, they get hit up all like $20 million budgets and stuff, crazy budgets. So hard to get a hold of these guys. I sent an email, and it was decidedly, we used a framework for it, and it was like, hey, did you see this? Or I shot this, Sharis, I shot this video for you. Super simple email. And in the body of the email, when you open up the email, it's like one line. We just wrapped up a case study. Here's a quick video that walks you through what we're doing with Ford. So if Sharis works for Stellantis, she's like, all right, I'll check it out. There's a thumbnail, there's a big play button, and there's an animation, and there's like a Ford thing and a Stellantis thing. Super juicy, 50% click-throughs. And then, you see a little icon of me down at the lower left. So big video, Stellantis website, a little circle of me. When you click play, it takes you to the HeyGen landing page. It was done in HeyGen. And it's like, hi, Sharis. Thanks for watching. And I'm down at the bottom left. It's all AI. And I know you're the RAM brand managers, but I want to do this. So if Nathan is the Jeep brand manager, Jeep, like we load all the information, there's variables in there. And that thing, we ended up getting at one point like 100 and something % click through or open rate because people were forwarding it to everybody. We didn't really have 100%, but it was like we sent it to 800 people. And then there was enough, probably not all 800 people open, but like say 500 opened it, but they sent it to so many darn people. It started accumulating all these opens. We were like, holy crap, 140% open rate. And we found out that people were like, what are they doing? How are they doing it? And so a friend of mine at Solana says, yeah, I sent it to like 4 or 5 people in my group. Like, have you ever heard of this guy? And they're like, no, who is the guy? Why is he emailing me? You know, but it was cool. We got on their radar.
That's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Great open rates, great click-through rates, and a super customized message.
Yeah. And so HeyGen, you probably know this, but HeyGen has an API and you can do sort of a mail merge and create HeyGen videos that are custom for the people that are on your list. And so I could have something that goes out and says, hey, Scott, you know, and the video addresses you directly.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It was great. Let me see if I can pull up like the data. Oh, that would be a Rishab on my team has that. Yeah, it crushed. That email campaign crushed. There's a 3-touch campaign. I've never seen opens to a big company like that, opens and click-throughs like that ever before.
That's amazing. Definitely gives me some ideas. I think Markar from this session, we should do a top 10 list again.
Yeah. And I can also do a blog post.
Yeah.
This.
Awesome.
Yeah. So Scott, if you want to send us any of that, if you have case study or video and you want to send us the video, then we can put it in the blog post and send it out in the newsletter next week too, if you want.
Sure. Yeah, you bet. You bet. Let me make a quick note of that because I'm jumping on another call right now. Case study. Cool. Awesome. And then
look at that. Physically writing it down too.
See, I'm with Nathan, man. I write stuff down. Nathan's got the right idea. I still have an old school planner plus my digital planner. So yeah, I write it down. Awesome.
Well, thanks for sharing thanks for sharing what you're doing today. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
We'll pass the replay around too, because I know a lot of people, you know, when we were talking about the UGC, they were really interested in it online. So we'll send it out afterwards and it'll be on YouTube. Thanks everybody for being here. If there's any last questions, got like a couple minutes left. Questions, comments?
All right.
No, just a thank you. Thank you, Scott. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. A pleasure. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, everybody, for joining.
Okay.
You're welcome. Bye.
All right. And thank you, Mark Carr and Nathan. All right. Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.
All right.